In the blink of an eye, the world as we know it can change. Natural disasters in their raw and untamed fury can transform landscapes and lives, leaving behind a daunting challenge: cleanup. Welcome to the most expensive disaster cleanups. Today, we take you on a journey through the aftermath of nature's most destructive performances. Let's get into it. Our first look is Los Angeles. The Northridge earthquake of January 17, 1994, which started at 4:30 a.m. PST in the San Fernando Valley. It boasted a magnitude of 6.7, a peak ground acceleration hitting 1.82 G, a record high for urban areas in North America. The epicenter? The previously incognito Northridge Blind Thrust Fault, making its debut on the earthquake scene. But what impact did it have? Well, the casualty count: 57 lives lost, over 9,000 injured souls, and property damage estimates dancing between $13 to $50 billion. Buildings crumbled, hospitals and schools reduced to rubble, freeways resembling a game of pickup sticks, and an unexpected cameo from fires, landslides, and even fungal disease. The aftershocks weren't just geological, they reverberated through legislation. Lives and businesses of millions in Los Angeles were tossed like a Hollywood plot twist. But it wasn't all doom. From the rubble emerged a phoenix of change. Legislative overhauls, scientific curiosity, and even artistic expressions inspired by the event. The Northridge earthquake was not just a natural disaster, but a catalyst for resilience, research, and reconstruction, etched as one of the costliest chapters in U.S. history. But that is nothing compared to the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, a blockbuster industrial disaster that stole the show on April 20th, 2010 off the Gulf of Mexico's coast. This biggest oil spill in the history of the oil industry happened in slow motion, literally. It started with an explosion on the Deepwater Horizon oil rig, which was located 41 miles off the coast of Louisiana. The rig then sank on April 22nd, 2010. After the explosion, oil started leaking from the damaged Macondo well. Over 87 days, 4.9 million barrels of oil spilled into the ocean. The leak was finally stopped on July 15, 2010. This disaster had a big impact on the environment. It damaged marine and wildlife habitats and left a serious dent in the fishing and tourism industries. The Gulf of Mexico became a place of environmental crisis. Investigations blamed a faulty well and pointed fingers at BP, Transocean, and Halliburton. The cost of the disaster was huge. The rig operator, BP, had to pay $65 billion, the largest environmental damage settlement in U.S. history. They then pleaded guilty to 11 counts of manslaughter, 2 misdemeanors, and a felony count of lying to Congress. Talk of industrial negligence. From the oily depths of the Deepwater Horizon to the radioactive aftermath of Fukushima, our journey now takes us to the ongoing saga of the Fukushima disaster cleanup. The Fukushima disaster cleanup is an ongoing effort to limit the radioactive contamination from the 3 nuclear reactors involved in the Fukushima Daiichi disaster that followed the earthquake and tsunami on March 11, 2011. The disaster resulted in a catastrophic loss of coolant, hydrogen explosions, and exposed fuel pools. Automated cooling systems were installed within 3 months of the accident. A fabric cover was built to protect the buildings from storms, and new detectors were installed at the plant to track emissions of xenon gas, which are often a sign of nuclear fission. Filters were installed to prevent contaminants from escaping the area of the plant into the area or atmosphere. The cleanup process is estimated to take 40 years. Yeah, you heard that right. A dedicated team of 7,000 workers is involved in the cleanup, pumping out 720 tons of radioactive water from basements into man-made tanks daily. There is a plan to release treated radioactive wastewater into the Pacific Ocean, a decision that has sparked both environmental and ethical debates. And you guessed right, this does not come cheap. The cost of the cleanup is estimated to be around $600 billion, making it the largest environmental damage settlement in Japan's history. Transitioning from the intricate dance of disasters, let's shift our focus to Hurricane Katrina in 2005, a violent incident that left noticeable marks on the pages of history. Federal agencies like FEMA, the Coast Guard, and the National Guard, along with non-governmental organizations like the Red Cross, The Salvation Army and Habitat for Humanity played major roles in the relief efforts. President Bush declared a state of emergency and appointed Michael Brown to lead the relief efforts. Amid the chaos, a wave of compassion emerged. Tens of thousands of volunteers, troops, schools, colleges, and local governments rallied to help the victims. Celebrities and sports organizations also contributed by holding benefit concerts. Over 70 countries offered to help, including Kuwait, Canada, Singapore, Mexico, and the United Nations. Initially hesitant, the US accepted foreign aid as the scale of the disaster became clear. The cost of the disaster was enormous. The estimated cost of Katrina would be equal to $194 billion, making it the costliest natural disaster in US history. Hurricane Katrina is a chapter in history that speaks of resilience, recovery, and the human spirit. But Mother Nature knows no bounds. Even this value was to be surpassed. In Japan in 2011, the country was rocked by an earthquake and tsunami that could give Hollywood disaster movies a run for their money. It wasn't just a ripple effect, it was a seismic shockwave that sent shockwaves around the globe. The aftermath? 18,500 were confirmed dead or missing. Victims not swallowed by the earth, but drowned by the monstrous tsunami waves. This catastrophe also left a whopping 300,000 people in the Tohoku region without a proper home, turning them into modern-day nomads with shortages of the basics: food, water, shelter, medicine, and fuel. But the nightmare didn't end there. The tsunami waves took out backup generators and nuclear plants, most infamously the Fukushima Daiichi. Cue severe releases of radioactivity, turning a natural disaster into an environmental ticking time bomb. The worst nuclear accident in a quarter of a century, displacing 50,000 households. It was the kind of disaster you'd see on the big screen, but this time, it was real, and it was happening in Japan. Japan's self-defense forces donned their capes, and countries worldwide sent search and rescue teams. Aid organizations pitched in, with the Japanese Red Cross reporting a staggering $1 billion in donations. But there's more. The economic aftermath hit hard. Factories paused, production halted, and the cost of rebuilding? A cool 10 trillion yen. That's around $122 billion. The grand total of damages? It costs more than $220 billion, making this disaster the most pricey natural catastrophe on our list. Which one of these catastrophes do you remember? And have you ever been caught in a mix-up with Mother Nature? Tell us about it in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. Until next time, take care.